Okay. Good morning, children. Today, the continuation of our evolution concept, that is, you know very well, the diagram of experimental evidence about operant Halden and operant concept, chemical evolution. So, life came from inorganic and organic materials, especially organic compounds. What is called organic compounds given life. So, this one proposed by who? Abiotic, like Halden and operand and Halden concept is there or not? Chemicals. So that one confirmed by the two scientists. The scientist name Urey and Miller. Only one scientist, Urey and Miller. Now you see the experiment. See what is this experiment? You see, he took the two flasks. One flask, second flask. In this flask, he took the water. So he took the water and he boiled the water. Later, the water, after boiling the water, what will happen? Water vapor will be there. This water vapor is what he called is going to another flask. In this flask, electrodes, tungsten electrodes for energy point of view fixed. Then he discovered the spark discharge. Because of he created the spark discharge from the tungsten electrodes. Then in this flask, what he took? Mixture of the gases. What are the mixture of gases? Come on, tell. What are the mixture of gases? Methane, ammonia, hydrogen, water. So these all reacted. So then, you know very well, these all came back to the aqueous medium. So this aqueous medium contains so many organic compounds. So this solution, this sample, they took for and verified. Then what kind of things identified? That is a U-tube like that shape. So what identified? So the glycine. What kind of amino acids? Number one, glycine. Number two, alanine. Glycine, alanine, and what you called beta alanine. Okay, glycine, alanine, beta alanine, and aspartic acid. What you called aspartic acid. These are all the things identified by the great scientist Miller. Later, adenine, nucleotides, adenine, nitrogen bases. What do you call nitrogen bases? These are adenine, guanine, cytosine. Okay, then thiamine, and these all they identified. Means what they identified? Purines and pyrimidines also identified through this only, purines and pyrimidines. So they confirmed that. So DNA is there right now and protein code is there. Automatically it shows the life. So like this, the Urey Miller, the great scientist, confirmed this experiment. Through this the confirmed the life came from organic compounds. Life came from organic compounds. What you took? Water vapor, tungsten electrodes, spark discharge, then mixture of gases. What are the mixture of gases? 2 is to 1 is to 2. For example, this is what we called ammonia, this is H2, and this is methane. So 2 is to 1 is to 2 ratio. They took the gases. Then what happened? Condensation, cooled water. The water, if the surrounding water is there, this liquid is cooled by the condensation. Water out, water in. So like this, the aqueous medium containing organic compounds, the tapper withdrawing the sample. So this sample only identified different types of amino acids, nitrogen bases formation they identified. This is about the Miller's experiment. Okay, children. So next we are going to the evidences for biological evolution. These are all the things we are going to discuss. Evidences for biological evolution. Right on. Evidences. What are the evidences for biological evolution? Biological evolution. This point you should have to remember. Okay. So paleontology. This is a very important word I'm telling. This is a bit also. Neat bit. Paleontology. Okay. Is the study of prehistoric life. Prehistoric life. Okay. The study of prehistoric life by the help of through fossils. This is only called paleontology. This word you should have to remember. The study about prehistoric life through fossils is only called paleontology. Okay, so here there are helpful. These are the fossils are true witness of evolution. True witness. Okay, true witness of what is called evolution. Fossils are true witness for evolution, and also documents, very important, and documents of documents of various geological eras, various geological era. Okay, geological strata, simply you can say geological strata, okay, of evolution. These 2 points you should have to remember. Documents of various geological strata of evolution. Which one? Fossils are true witness of evolution, and documents of various geological strata of evolution. So next one, there are the three categories, and three main categories are there. The fossils mainly divide into what they called three main categories. What are the three main categories we are going to discuss now? The first category is, what is the first category? Actual remains. Actual, what you called, remains. This point you should have to remember. Actual remains. Okay, actual remains. So the original hard parts, original hard parts. What are the original hard parts? If animal died, what parts we will see? Such as bones, okay, bones, teeth, or shells. These all are original hard parts. Okay, preserved, very important. These all are preserved. Where they preserved? All are preserved. Okay, in the Earth's atmosphere. Preserved in Earth's atmosphere. That is the most important. Why preserved? You know very well, because they are hard substances. So this is the one thing. This is the most common method of fossilization. Most common method of which one? Most common method of fossilization. Okay, this point you should have to remember. Next, what about the next one? The second one, the marine animals. Suppose marine animals die. What will happen when the marine animals die? What will happen? These marine animals, okay, like hard parts, bones and shells. These bones and shells, okay, these bones and shells, okay, covered with the sediments. So these sediments helpful for stops the further deterioration. So this sediment stops deterioration, further okay, what you call deterioration. Okay, these points you should have to remember. Okay, next, what is that one? They preserved in vast ocean. So this, then they preserved, okay, preserved in vast oceans. Okay, this point you should have to remember. The sediments are protecting the bones and the shells, and also salinity. This point also you should have to remember. Salinity, it also prevents the decay. It also prevents decay of the objects. Okay, next one, the sediments. The sediments, very very important. The sediments, what will happen? Become hardened, then, okay, and to form different layers, definite layers. These points also you should have to remember. Definite layers or strata. Okay, so like this. Next best example I am telling, woolly mammoth. Woolly mammoth. Woolly mammoth is the one of the important organism, lived in 22,000 years ago. 22,000 years ago. That also those fossils identified. Where, which place that is, this is important. This is identified in which place, frozen coast of Siberia. Frozen coast of Siberia. We call frozen coast of Siberia. Okay, several human beings. Next one, several human beings and animals living in the ancient city. Human beings. This point is also to remember. Human beings and what is called animals. Okay, ancient animals live in the which city that is? Okay, ancient city of Pompeii. Ancient city of what is called Pompeii. This point you should have to remember. Pompeii. Okay, so these also are preserved, and by how? Preserved by volcanic ash, which guided to fount, which gushed, this point also you should remember, which gushed out from, you know very well, Mount, what is called Mount Vesuvius. This point you should have to remember. Okay, children. So what we are discussing is evidences for biological evolution. We are discussing what are the evidences for biological evolution. First, the paleontology, neat bit. This is a neat bit. What is a paleontology? The study about prehistoric life through fossils. The study about the prehistoric life through fossils is called paleontology. These fossils are true witness of evolution. Fossils are true witness of evolution and a document of various geological strata of evolution. These points also you should remember. True witness for evolution and documents of various geological strata of evolution. So which one? Fossils. Next one, the main categories. There are three major categories of fossils. In that, first, actual remains we are discussing. What is actual remains? First point. Original hard parts, bones, teeth, shells preserved in the earth atmosphere. You know very well. These all are hard parts, no? So they will automatically preserved in the atmosphere. It's the most common method of fossilization. Because of their hard substances, They preserved in the earth atmosphere. That is why most common method of fossilization. Then what about the marine animals? When the marine animals die, so their bones and shells covered with some sediments, some substances. These sediments, very very important, these sediments stops the deterioration. Further decaying deterioration will be stopped by these sediments. These sediments preserved in vast oceans. Okay. Next, not only that, the sediments, not only that, salinity. What is the salinity? High salt. High salt content in the water also preserves the sediments and bones and shells from decay. Then these sediments will get hardened and definite layers or strata will be formed. Then these are useful to study about what you call that particular animals. This is one kind of fossilization in the marine animals. Next, the best example here mentioned, woolly mammoth. Woolly mammoth, 22,000 years ago, that one lived in this world is there. So this woolly mammoth, how they studied 20,000 years ago that particular day organism by they were then identified in the frozen, very cool coast of which one? Siberia. So this one also in that particular area also they identified this woolly mammoth because of cool condition that without disturbance it survived. Next, human beings and animals, ancient human beings and ancient animals lived in the ancient city. What do you call ancient city? Pompeii. This Pompeii, these all animal, human beings and animals, what you called fossils preserved by, you know very well, volcanic ash, very high temperature volcanic means, you know, volcanic ash, which gushed out from which one, you know, which from where this volcanic ash came, you know, from Mount Vesuvius, what you called Vesuvius, Mount Vesuvius. So these points you should have to remember. So this is about what you called actual remains. Okay, actual remains. Next concept is what you called petrification. What is the next concept? The next concept is petrification. Petrification. Next one is petrification. Next category. What is petrification? So animals die. Observe very carefully. Animals die. Then what will happen? The original portion of their body. Original portion of their body. Portion of their body. Okay. The original portion of their body may be replaced by very very important, okay, replaced by molecule, okay, replaced by molecule for molecules, replaced molecule for molecule, replaced molecule for molecule, remember this word, by what you called very very important minerals. Okay, these all molecules are replaced by molecules or by minerals. What are the minerals? Okay, so and the original substance being lost through the original substance, what will happen? Lost. Original substance lost. Okay, very very important. The original substance being lost through, okay, being lost, very very important, being lost through disintegration, through what you called disintegration. These points you should have to remember. Disintegration. Okay, disintegration you should have to remember. Original substance being lost through disintegration. Okay, next this method of fossilization, what you call This method of fossilization is called, this method of what you called fossilization is called, what you called, this is only called what you called petrification. Okay, molecules by minerals, petrification, that word you should have to remember, petrification. Okay, the principal minerals, what minerals in this involved, in the sense what are the minerals involved, that question will come. What are the minerals involved in the petrification, in the sense you should have to remember iron, number 2 what you called pyrites, number 3 silica, okay, number 3 calcium, what you called calcium carbonate, and one more important, and bicarbonates of calcium, and bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. These words you should have to remember. Okay, so that is about related to what you call petrification. The next concept is, from here onwards, molds. Okay, molds and casts. These 2 points we have to remember. Molds and casts. What are the molds? So after disintegration, okay, dead body after disintegration, remember this one, after disintegration, dead body after disintegration, the body of animal might live, the body will live, what you called body live, very very important, this point you should remember, indelible, okay, indelible impression, okay, indelible impression on the soft mud, soft mud, this point you should remember. Okay, indelible impression on the soft mud, which later becomes, this soft mud, that impression become hard. Okay, hardened into stones, stones. This point you should have to remember, that indelible impression on the soft mud hardened into stones. Okay, so such impressions only called, such impressions only called mold, molds, such impressions only called what I said, molds. So next, the cavities which are present in these molds. Okay, the cavities which are present in these molds will be there, those are called in the molds. Okay, the cavities of the molds may get filled up. Okay, get filled up, very very important, get filled up. What cavities are there? Those are filled up by hard minerals. These hard minerals, okay, get fossilized. These points you should have to remember. Okay, get fossilized, the get filled up hard minerals and get fossilized, which are called, these are only called, what are called, casts. Okay, these points remember. Hardened fecal matter, hardened fecal matter termed as. So up to here, this is a cast. The hardened fecal matter is called coprolites. What do you call coprolites? So these are helpful for understand the what you called understand the nature, understand the nature of diet. This point you should have to remember. Okay, prehistoric animals, about the prehistoric animals. Okay children, so up to here you should have to remember. So we are going to discuss about, already we discussed, this is a petrification. What is a petrification means? When animals died, their original portion of their body replaced molecule for molecule by mineral. So original portion of their body replaced by molecule for molecule by minerals means the replaced with what called minerals. This point you should have to remember. Original substance, okay, replaced molecule by minerals. This one is have to. The original substance being lost through the disintegration, but what will happen? The minerals will be there, those molecule minerals and will be there, but one original substance is being lost through the disintegration. So first, this method of fossilization is called petrification. Suppose this is a dead body. This dead body, what you called lost, but this dead body replaced by which one? The minerals. What you called? The minerals. This one is called, what you called? The molecule by minerals. This particular one is only called, this kind of fossilization, very strong and hard. This one is called, what you called? Fossilization. So original portion of their body replaced molecule for molecule by minerals. So the original substance being lost through disintegration, this method of fossilization is called petrification. What minerals involve? So what minerals are these? Like iron, pyrites, silica, calcium carbonates, bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium, they will be there. This kind of, what you call, this kind of minerals only makes the whole dead body, what you call, like appearance in the sense, material in the sense. That kind of fossilization is called petrification or petrification. The next one is molds and casts. Okay, when dead body is there, after disintegration of the dead body, the body leaves indelible impression. So the dead body impression on the soft mud. Then this impression of the soft mud will become hardened into stones after some days. Such impressions are called, what do you call, such impressions are called molds. These molds cavities get filled up hard minerals, then get fossilized, they will be called casts. So that hard impressions are called molds. When these mold cavities filled up with hard minerals and get fossilized in the sense, they will be called casts. So later, another important one, hardened fecal matter. So fecus, waste of the digestive system, fecal matter. This hardened fecal matter also helpful to study about the ancestor animals. Those hardened fecal matter are called coprolites. They understand the what is the use of these coprolites. Helpful to understand the nature of our ancestor animals' diet, either herbivores or carnivores or what you called omnivores. So like that, the prehistoric animals diet and their what you call nature, everything we can by study with the their hardened fecal matter called coprolites. So children, this is about what you called the evidences for what you called evolution. These all are evidences for biological evolution. What we discussed, actual remains we discussed, petrification we discussed, natural molds and casts we discussed, and also coprolites we discussed. So these all are helpful to study. Next class we discussed about evidences from comparative anatomy we will discuss. Thank you children. Thank you.